Hi everyone, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. Today I want to talk about an article that was sent to me. I believe that it's in the UK. Well, I know it's somewhere in Europe, but I did the research and I think it's in the UK. So you have a young man, a college student, who I think who's age 20, that killed himself because a woman broke up with him. And it goes like this. Uh, from what I read, is the 20-year-old college student, sent a text message to his, now ex-girlfriend. They were dating for like over 2 years, 16 months, and he said, while they were dating, that if he ever broke up with this particular young woman, that he would kill himself. Now, to give you younger guys advice. If you have to tell a woman that if the relationship ever doesn't work out, or if a woman breaks up with you and you say that you're going to kill yourself, I'll say it like this. When you tell a woman that if she breaks up with you, that you're going to kill yourself, that's not going to make the woman stay. This particular guy, I didn't say much in the article about his depression, and he obviously had a lot of issues going on in his head. And I don't think he was a TFLer. I don't think he could true force knowing this. He might have did, through his high school years, because, but I doubt that's the case with this particular guy. So, they he dated this woman for 16 months. The girl complained that he was always needy and clingy. Go figure. And she just eventually had enough of him. He texted her a lot. And one day, after his ex-girlfriend breaks up with him, he says life is not worth living. But as you know, when you tell a woman that life's not worth living, she's not going to give a fuck about your feelings. But, I'm going to explain more of that. So, he says he feels that life's not worth living. He texts her a picture of himself with a noose wrapped around his neck, saying that he's going to kill himself. And he also wrote suicide notes, in his, I think, dorm or apartment to other people. And he wrote a lot of suicide notes, or typed, especially to his parents. And then he gets no response from this particular girl from Facebook. She deletes him from herself. She deletes his number. And then he jumps off, he's on the top floor, obviously. So he jumps out the building, jumps out the window, and he hanged himself. He killed himself. It's just the whole article. If you read the article yourself, it's very sad. It's very sad. But I know some of you people are going to say this guy was weak. Well, and he had no balls, whatever the fuck y'all going to say. But I tell you like this. When you're a man in this society, nobody gives a fuck about you. You're just a guy, especially women. Women don't give a shit about your feelings. The only thing they care about is their own feelings and their own wants and their own needs. They don't give a fuck about your needs, your wants. They don't give a shit. And like I said earlier, if you had to tell a woman and you had to shame a woman into being with you, and you had to tell a woman, if you ever break up with me, that I'm going to kill myself. You obviously should not be in a relationship. You obviously got a lot of psychological problems that you need to deal with. You're better off being alone and working on yourself. Now, some people say, well, Calvin, you said no amount of working on yourself will ever get a woman in your life. And that's true. But when I mean by working on yourself, I'm not saying work on yourself to get a woman in your life. I'm saying work on your health and work and deal with the things that bother you psychologically and mentally and emotionally. This guy had a lot of psychological problems, a lot of emotional problems. He had a lot of insecurities. He was depressed. He suffered from depression. So I understand where this guy's coming from. Even though in the article it doesn't say none of those things, but that's what I interpret. That's what I believe is going on. You know what I'm saying? So, many of you women wonder why guys are so needy and clingy. Well, you deny these guys a life. Think about it. If you were forced to be alone for most of your life, you know, I'm not saying this guy was a particular true force loaning. I'm not saying this guy was a particular TFLer. I'm not saying he was living true force loneliness, but this particular guy had a lot of issues, and he did not want to be alone. But y'all say, well, he's young, and he'll have opportunities. He'll meet the right girl someday. No, that's not the case. Not in today's society. Because women are so damn picky. They got all the choice and all the say-so. You understand what I'm saying? They have all the choice and all the say-so. They can get a man anytime they want. So if a woman breaks up with you, she has no problem finding another guy. And plus, she probably does have a side piece on the side. A lot of men don't know that. A lot of younger men don't know that. Women, when they're in their teens and in their early 20s, especially when they're in their prime from 20 to 25, oh, they got options. But you as a young man, you don't have options. Unless you got good looks, unless you got status, unless you got some fame, unless you got a lot of money, you have very limited options. You have no options as a man. And that's what a lot of women don't understand. A woman can break up with a guy and hook up with another guy just like that. A guy cannot do that, especially in Western society. He cannot do that. You know what I mean? He cannot do that. So a lot of men feel depressed when they and they hate to break it to you. Whoever breaks up first usually wins. That's in my opinion. If you're the first to break up, you likely rather you're a man or woman. If you break up with the person first, you have the advantage. Now, as a guy, if you break up with the woman first, you might have an advantage of feeling good about yourself, but guess what? You're going to have a hard time finding a replacement for this woman. You understand what I'm saying? You will have a hard time finding a new woman. While a woman has no problem finding a new man. She can get a man like that. Fast. And this guy knew that. That's why he said what he said. Life's not worth living, because this man invested so much time and spent so much money on this woman. I know he did that. He invested so much. He poured his heart out onto this woman. And only just to get shot down and have it blow up in his face. What did the woman do? What did his ex-girlfriend do? She probably didn't do that much, but look good and look pretty. And plus, she's looking good and pretty for other guys, because she's while you're dating this woman or in a relationship with this woman is making sure that she has other options. That's what's going on. And when the girlfriend said, when his ex-girlfriend said, well, I want to take a break and I just want to focus on my exams, that's fucking bullshit. No, what she's really saying is, I'm tired of you and you cannot satisfy me, so I'm going to find something new. I'm going to give other men, because I got it like that, because I got a vagina. I'm in my prime, so I can get a new man just like that. This guy's in his 20s, and he's obviously not well established, and he's in school, but he don't got bread like that. He don't got that. That means he don't have money and resources to get a woman like that, because he's just starting out in life. He's so young. 20 is very young. So while that's going on, he's trying to talk to this girl because he obviously wants his ex-girlfriend back because of the fact that he don't want to be alone. And plus he knows, and I know, that it's hard to find a new woman because you got to go through so much crap and so much pain and suffering and being stereotyped out from 1 to 5 seconds, which is very sad. I mean, that men don't have no options, and a woman has all the choice and all the say so. She can pick a guy, she can pick a man just like that. She can have sex with any man she wants. She can date a man. She can get a new boyfriend like that. Men don't have that option, especially in Western society. And so he's trying to contact send all this trying to contact his ex-girlfriend, and he sends her a picture of a noose around his neck. Obviously he's crying for help, but the bitch don't fucking care. She's like, oh well. And I mean, she obviously didn't give a fuck about him, because if that was me, if I was an ex-girlfriend, I would have notified the police. I would have told the parents. I would have said something. If I really gave a fuck about him, I would have did something about it. But she didn't care. Oh, he's trying to get attention. No, bitch, he's not trying to get attention. Y'all women think, and people think, if a person is suicidal, that they're trying to get attention. No, they're not trying to get attention like you think. They're trying to get fucking helped. They want help. They need help. He's not weak. If you went through life being alone for most of your life and being labeled, being ridiculed, being insulted, being put down, being abused, being bullied, you would feel suicidal. You would feel suicidal your damn self. If a woman if she didn't have the options and didn't have all the choice and all the say so, and couldn't get a man just like that, and she didn't have good looks, if she didn't have options like that, and she was forced to be alone because she didn't fit the high expectations of a man, if the situation was reversed, she didn't fit society's beauty standard, she would be alone her damn self, and she wouldn't fucking like it. And she would do everything she can to stay with this man, because it is hard trying to find somebody new. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad. He texted her, and he told everybody, he left suicide notes everywhere. And guess what? Nobody cares. He just killed himself, and everybody's like, he's just a guy. He's just a guy. And everybody asks, like, well, why did this happen? And it happened because of fucking society and the way people treat each other. And so men are the leaders in suicide than women. Men commit more suicides and kill themselves more than fucking women. But I don't want to advocate this. If I wouldn't, first of all, if it was me, I wouldn't kill myself. I'd probably kill the bitch, then myself. That's how you make a statement, but I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying, that's just the way I feel. But like this, man, if you had to threaten a woman and say, and use blackmail and say, if you break up with me, then I'm going to kill myself, then obviously she's not going to fucking stay. She don't give a fuck about your fucking feelings. She don't give a fuck about how you feel. It's about her. It's not about you. You understand that? You understand? You know, life's not worth living and all that stuff. And that means is that now he's alone. He has no options. He has nobody to turn to. And I wish there were support groups for men in regards to dealing with depression and suicide. But I'm just gonna say, not to be redundant, but it's just sad. It just shows to show you how cold-hearted these women are. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care if you're depressed. They don't care if you down on the dumps. They don't care about your issues. If you got psychological issue, emotional problems, the women are supposed to be the nurturers and support men and stand by them. This girl did not obviously do that. She didn't give a fuck about him. She just probably used him for attention, and just the guy spent money on her and did everything he could to make this girl happy, and she wasn't happy. And due to that fact that he's emotionally bankrupt, that's why he killed himself. But I'm just gonna say, if you're not gonna get a woman, if you threaten to kill yourself, and say if a woman breaks up with you and you threaten to tell a woman, hey, if you break up with me, I'm gonna kill myself, and then send a picture of a noose around your neck, she's trying to make a point that, hey, if you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself. She's not gonna fucking stay. You as a man is just better off being alone and just focusing on your life and just learning from your mistakes of that relationship and don't repeat them. You know, if to anybody, if you get something like that, some of my friends to kill themselves and say life's not worth living, or they write these suicide notes and they send you a text message with a noose around their neck, they're not fucking joking. They are gonna fucking do it. And if this woman actually gave a fuck about him and cared about him, she would have immediately got this guy help. She should have went to the police. She should have went to somebody, went to the parents. But that's not the world we live in. She didn't give a fuck about him. And this is why men are going their own fucking way. Because you bitches are so fucking selfish. Y'all so fucking conceited. You're so fucking insensitive. You don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings but your own fucking feelings. And you wonder why you got men like myself on here speaking out against you. And you wonder why. And then you got the nerve to call us gay or we're fucking misogynist because of the fact that we're speaking out against what the fuck you're doing. And then we're exposing you for who the fuck you are. A fucking parasite. And it's just really sad that you women are just so damn cold-hearted. Y'all don't have a heart. This man that killed himself had more of a heart than she ever fucking did. And it's just really sad. But like I said, if anybody, whether you're male or female, if someone says life's not worth living, or you get a text message saying that, if you get a text message of a picture of a person having a gun to their head or a noose around their neck, get this person help immediately. It's not something. Suicide is not a fucking joke. You know, if they say, and they do say, hey, just to people out there, hey, if you leave me, then I'm gonna kill myself. You take that threat seriously and you report that threat. And you let the family know, you let the police know, hey, this person maybe has psychological issues and dealing with extreme depression and suicidal. You need to get that person help. But in this world, nobody gives a fuck because we're just guys. We're just a guy. You're not you as a man. You're not valued in society. Women are, and it's just fucking sad. It's just sad because men have done so much for the world. Men have done so much for society. Men have done so much for women. And this is the thanks we get. We get no love and respect. We're just emotionless robots. We're just a fucking computer. We're disposable. We're expendable. And the reason why it's like that, because we as men allowed it. So what we can do as men, we just have to work. We're on our own, and we just have to help each other out. Because women obviously don't give a fuck about how we feel. They just don't care. And that's all I gotta say. It's just sad. I'm out. Peace.